Hi, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request, this time for Jonathan. Thank you so much. You're one of those, you've been very kind. I really do appreciate it, man. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, whether it be a topic, reaction, tier list ranking, review, re-review, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Do have a Cash App. People have asked about that. PayPal is usually the best way to do it, but yeah, I do have a Cash App. Links are down below, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. And I think Cash App would be perfectly fine too, but it could be, let's say, any review, topic, reaction, video game playthrough, whatever the case. I'll get to it as soon as I can. I promise. And thank you. I really do appreciate it. But this time it's Date Night from 2010 that we're talking about. And I've seen this film before, and I remember liking it, and even now, watching it, I thought this was a fun movie. I still think it's a fun film. Now, it's directed by Shawn Levy, which I don't think he's a great director. I think, what's it called? Maybe a journeyman director. He's a guy who's tolerable in his direction. I think a lot of the films that work for him, it's because of the gimmick and the cast. Like Night in the Museum, the gimmick of all the things in the museum coming to life, and having people like Ben Stiller and Robin Williams and Owen Wilson and Steve Coogan and all these other people involved definitely help. Deadpool and Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine coming back, being in a movie with Deadpool. That's what makes those films fun. And like Deadpool and Wolverine I liked. I did have fun with the movie. I did have a lot of issues, and I think Shawn Levy is a big reason for that, and I think if he had a different director, that film could have been maybe a lot more better. So, I mean, he's not the first, second, or third guy I would pick to do comedy or action or etc. But, I mean, thanks to the help of the people involved, like with this, what makes this film work is not the plot. There's a few action bits that are fine, like there's a car chase that's pretty decent. But what made this film work was Steve Carell and Tina Fey and how they worked together. That is what made this film work for me. I thought they had great chemistry. I thought they were really funny and endearing together. They felt like a couple. They had good rapport with each other. And that is, again, what made this film work for me. Now, the setup of the film is they're a couple. Steve Carell works at like a tax lawyer. Tina Fey, she does stuff too. She also takes care of the kids. And they're kind of in a dull, monotonous way of life, where they seem to do the same thing day by day. You still tell they care for each other, but it's wearing thinner and thinner. It may be a monotony, but there's still a certain sense of care. It's not like they're being dismissive of each other. It's not like they're blowing each other off or being needlessly mean to each other. They're just, doing what they can. Like they have dinner and they see a couple and they're kind of dubbing what the couple witness. Like she's Tina Fey's mimicking what the girl may be saying, and like, oh my god, I need to go home and maybe fart in a shoebox. And like there's things that make each other laugh, but Steve Carell sees another couple and how close they are, and it's like, oh, I miss that. Even when they get into bed, oh, you're putting him off guard, and I guess we're not going to be doing anything. Oh, I could take it out, and then she takes it out, and this big comes out. I was like, oh, no, I'm fine. Oh, no, I could do something. No, it's fine. Like the way their demeanor is towards each other. Like I said, you tell they care for each other, but things have gotten stale. Until one day, after Steve Carell hears that a couple they know have gotten divorced. He doesn't want that to happen, so he takes Tina Fey out to a dinner, does a crazy motion of taking a table that's meant for someone else who didn't arrive. But unfortunately, the table they took, those names, other people want those folks. And then something about a flash drive and someone who pictures are taken to be controlled by the mob, and they get involved in all this stuff that they're in the middle of. Is going to be one long night where they got to figure out how to get out of the situation before they get themselves killed. So that's the gist of the plot. Like I said, Steve Carell and Tina Fey are what make this work. The way they worked with each other. And Steve Carell I don't mind as an actor or comedian. I don't love everything he's done, like Evan Almighty, I wasn't a fan of. But I've seen a few bits of The Office and didn't mind that. I've seen bits and pieces of some of his dramatic work and it seems pretty good. So I don't mind Steve Carell. Tina Fey, I know she did a lot of SNL, but I didn't watch much of those years. But I thought she was able to be funny like Steve. Like I said, they work well together. And there's funny moments like the guy has the gun and then he puts it like this. And he's like, it's a teal shot. He turns sideways. It's a teal shot. It's a teal shot. The way Steve Carell said that was pretty funny. Also, watch this again. I was kind of amazed of how many familiar people are in this movie. There's a lot of recognizable people that I forgot because I haven't seen this film probably since it came out. Well, on DVD. Because 2010, I would have been working at the video store at that time. Where I just rented whatever new came out because got it for free. And watched it and enjoyed it. And I have the DVD, I just haven't watched it since. So it's one of those films that it was fun. But I mean, it's hard to go back to a movie over and over again when there's just so much stuff out there to watch. But like near the very beginning, as he's a tax lawyer and he's talking to a couple, one of them is John Bernthal, who will later be the Punisher on the Netflix show. He's done other stuff. I'm like, is that John Bernthal? And it is fucking John Bernthal. The two people that come up, let me see. One of them is Common, which I recognize, who was in John Wick 2, among other stuff. I think he was in Street Teens, films I like. But the other guy, Jimmy Simpson, I know I've seen this guy before. Yeah, he was one of the villains in White House Down. He was in Stay Alive, that awful movie. He's been in a couple stuff and TV stuff I recognize. Episode of House. Other stuff, CSI. So I definitely recognized him from something. But when they escape them, they go to a client who Tina Fey knows as Mark Wahlberg. When they find the people whose table they took, the couple that these bad guys are looking for, including the dirty cops played by Common and the other guy I mentioned, that couple is played by James Franco and Mila Kunis. The girl who's the good detective, I think it's the girl I just reviewed in that Idris Elba film that I reviewed a little while ago. No Good Deed. Taraji P. Henson. Yeah. Because she was the mom in the 2010 Karate Kid movie. So she plays a cop here. Her partner is Bill Burr. And Sally, they did nothing with him. I'm like, I guess at this time they didn't know that what Bill Burr was capable of, because he didn't have much to do in this movie. Like, you hire Bill Burr, and you give him barely anything to say, which was, unless they cut it all out. But like, that's fucking Bill Burr as one of the good cops, and he has like really nothing to say. which was disappointing. No wonder I forgot he was in this. Oh, the couple who Steve Carell finds out are divorced and then gets him to want to do something different with his wife is Mark Ruffalo and Kristen Wiig. Kristen Wiig, she would be in Ghostbusters 2016. Mark Ruffalo will become a pansy bitch. Ray Liotta is in the film as a mob boss. William Fichtner is in the film as this, I forget if he was a senator, like a higher up that they have pictures of and want to control. Up there in the politician type. Oh, the girl who's with Mark Wahlberg, his girlfriend, is Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot, who will later be in Wonder Woman. We got to do our duty. The only line she has here is, "You two make sex with us?" So yeah, if you want to hear Wonder Woman say, you two make sex with us?" That's like the one line she was given. And, well, also she speaks in her native language as well, to be fair. But that's the only English she says. Well, there you go, Gal Gadot. But where is she anyway? Remember, she was supposed to be this big star after Wonder Woman? Because she's such a great actress. What happened to her? Where did she go? After Wonder Woman went bye-bye from her. She was in that film Criminal that wasn't that good. She was in Wonder Woman 84, which sucked. I think they're trying to get her back for Fast and Furious. Because, yeah, she was in a cameo in one. I'm curious, what has she done? I don't know why I care. Death on the Nile. Uncredited cameo in Shazam. Uncredited cameo in The Flash. Completely forgot about The Flash. Fast X cameo. So, like, Red Notice. Of course, completely forgot about that. It's the Netflix film with The Rock. Yeah, you don't forget about it. So, Red Notice. Death on the Nile. Cameo. Heart of Stone. She's the queen in that new shitty-looking Snow White movie. So, that's where she went to. The Snow White film that no one wants to see. But there's a lot of familiar faces in this, which was interesting to see. Like I said, the plot plays off typical. You have dirty cops. You have someone who the wife knows, and then the husband gets jealous. Of course, they realize, their faults, and they start to trust each other and fall in love with each other again. But I'll keep repeating myself. The way these two work with each other, whether it be when Common comes up saying you need to get up now, and then Steve Carell turns to his wife and mocks him, "Get up now." Or again, all the little moments they have throughout the film, it makes it fun just to watch their rapport. And there's some nice little soft, sweet moments. Like when he's telling her, "Listen, if you let me do something for you, I think I surprise you. Like, don't try to do everything at home by yourself. I could do something too." And it doesn't feel too silly or too over the top or too melodramatic. Nice little real moments like that work. Or when Steve Carell confronts James Franco, and that's some funny stuff. "You zip your face." And Franco's like, "Zip my face? Is that really the best comeback you got? F you. No F you. No F you, mother effer." I thought that was kind of funny. I mean, I would say the only part that was uninteresting to me was there's a bit they go undercover where Steve Carell pretends to be a pimp and his wife pretends to be, a dancer, and they do this thing where they want them to dance, so they try to do this little dance, but they don't really know how to do a sexy dance, or they're doing a silly dance. Eh, that bit was pretty meh. That's a bit I think could have been cut out or fast forward through. But before that, like, there's a good, pretty decent car chase where they're driving. I would say the best action piece in the movie where they hit a taxi cab and it gets stuck, the bumper. So now both of them, one's this, they're driving. Well, one's going backwards, the other's going forwards, and have them go through traffic. It's some decent wide shots. The show going through these narrow margins. That I would say is the most decently produced action piece in the film. So that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too shabby. Things work out at the end. I didn't mind some of the music choices. I liked the usage of Higher and Higher, because the last time I heard that used in a movie was Ghostbusters 2. So I like that it ends higher and higher, higher. So I thought that was, again, a nice choice. Yes, it's one of those films, which I don't know if they do that nowadays. Maybe they do. I just don't remember a lot of current comedies nowadays where they show bloopers at the end during the credits. I'm sure there are. I just can't remember the last time I saw that with a new movie. But like I said, this is a movie that did decent box office and made almost 100 million in the U.S. So it did decent enough during that time. Yeah, as is, I thought it was a fun movie. Like I said, it was nice to see all the familiar people throughout it. Didn't take too long to get started. Other than that part where they have to dance, I didn't find a whole lot of slow spots. Like I said, the way that the two worked with each other, the way they worked together in a lot of scenes, thankfully it's not like constant bickering back and forth, back and forth. Like, you really feel that they care for each other, that they worry about each other. There's some fun bits of goofiness. Like, there's a bit where they're escaping after they fight the bad guys. Steve Carell beats him with an oar. They get on a boat, and they're ready to rev the boat. But then a wide shot where the boat's going this slow. Like, they're trying to hurry, but the boat can only go this fast. I thought that was kind of funny. Steve Carell constantly telling Mark Wahlberg, "Will you please put on a shirt?" Because he's tired of being jealous of him towards his wife. I'm actually surprised because they introduced kids at the beginning of the film. I'm glad that they did not involve them in the plot or keep coming back to the kids. Because there are times movie does that and it takes away from the pacing or it takes away from the situation at hand. The only time is the nanny wants to argue a better price to stay longer, so they accept and then move on from there. Because again, sometimes movies does that where they cut away from the action, they cut away from the couple. So there's not too many superfluous subplots going on that keep away from our lead characters. Like I said, I do wish, like, you got Bill Burr. Use Bill Burr more. Like, Ray Liotta's in the film. He's only in it. I mean, rest in peace. It's always great to see Ray Liotta. Rest in peace. He's only in it 3 times. One where the cops talk to him. I think, like, one, at the ending, and there might have been one more in the middle, I think. But yeah, if you're expecting a lot of action, there's not a whole lot of that. I don't know if it was advertised. It kind of seemed like trying to go for a little action feel, just using the Nickelback "Burn to the Ground Tonight," which I actually do like that song. I don't hate Nickelback. I know a lot of people do for some reason. I like a lot of their songs, including that one. Burn it to the ground tonight. It said it was used in the movie, but I don't remember. Like it said here, it was used. I don't remember where it was used in the movie though. I must have missed it because it says here it was in the movie. And yeah, I know it was in the trailer, but sorry, I know it's random. Apparently, it's an Antarctic cruise where there's a hunger strike, and guests are wearing placards demanding refunds, saying people are hungry. I mean, hey, this get the fuck out of there. Don't be on a yacht unless you have a lot of food there. Whatever the hell the strike is. Great. Global dengue outbreak reaches Texas with locally born case. Great. Another thing to hate about the outside. Anyway, sorry about that. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. It's a fun film. Like I said, would have been nice to see a bit more Ray Liotta. Bill Burr should have had a bit more. Like, let him flourish. Maybe there's a way to work in a bit more action. That'd be cool to see. But other than that, and again, the whole we gotta dance because we're undercover. Didn't really find that funny. But these are like little things here and there. Overall, like I said, the chemistry of the two leads helped the film. The variety of, oh, I recognize that person. I recognize that person made it a bit fun. Like a Who's Waldo kind of, oh, there's that guy, there's that person. Fun movie. Fun film. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.